Okay, so when it comes to losing weight, the only thing that matters is the amount of calories that you're taking in. It doesn't matter how many times you eat during the day. It doesn't matter if you do intermittent fasting. It doesn't matter if you eat late at night. And it really doesn't matter what kinds of food you eat. All it boils down to is calories in versus calories out. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of resources out there that actually demonstrate this for you, and so that's why I'm doing this video, is to actually demonstrate how this works. In order to demonstrate this for you, I'm going to embark on an experiment for 2 weeks with the goal of losing 1 pound per week. On the first week, I'm going to be eating healthy foods that you usually see in a diet. However, in the second week, I'm going to be consuming not so healthy foods that you don't usually see in a diet. So things like bread and pizza and French fries. Those are some of the things that people frown upon when they're dieting. But I'm going to be consuming those to kind of demonstrate how this whole calories in versus calories out works. Now, I know that everyone is different and there's a lot of people that may be facing a number of circumstances. I'm only doing this video to serve as a guide. So now I'm going to take you to the video where I started to weigh myself. But first, a little background. At the time that I weighed myself, at the time that I took that video, I had already lost 8 pounds, and so I have a little experience into what I'm talking about. Check out the video. All right. It's Monday morning, about 4:30 a.m., about to hit the gym. Like to be there at 5 o'clock. I hate waking up at 5 a.m., but that's the only time I can get the workout in, because every other time I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a homeowner, so it gets very difficult to try to work out any other time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm in my basement because I don't want to wake up my wife. I'm going to go ahead and weigh myself so that I know exactly how many calories I should be taking in this week to at least try to lose a pound. Anyway, so I'm going to strip down and then just weigh myself right now. So, all right. $153.4. All right. Okay, great. So now that I know how much my weight is, I want to start calculating how many calories I need to consume on a daily basis in order to lose 1 pound in 1 week. In order to do that, the first step is obviously finding out what my basal metabolic rate is, and I'll explain to you exactly what that is in a minute. But if you go online, there's a bunch of calculators that you can use to figure out what your basal metabolic rate is. And so if I go over to Google and I type in basal metabolic rate, you'll see a bunch of online calculators that you can use. I tend to use this one because it works pretty well. And at this point, you just have to type in some basic information. So I'm about 5'5". I weigh about 153. Over here, you want to just go ahead and type in your age. I'm a male, and then I'm going to click on the Calculate BMR button here. And as you can see, this gives me an approximate amount of about 1,500 calories a day as my basal metabolic rate, or BMR. And basically what your BMR is the amount of calories that you need to consume on a daily basis just to keep your body functioning. So let's say that you're sitting at home all day, or you are lying down and doing absolutely nothing. Your body still needs energy to perform basic functions like keeping your heart beating, your respiration, your digestive system, your blood circulation, all of that. Basically, your body needs energy to perform all those functions. And the way that we get this energy is obviously with the amount of calories that we consume. And according to this, it's basically saying that I need to consume about 1,500 calories on a daily basis just to maintain all those basic bodily functions. So now that I know what my basal metabolic rate is, I want to start calculating how many calories I need to take in on a daily basis in order to lose 1 pound. And the way that I do that is that I go through the Harris-Benedict formula. Alright, so now I want to figure out how many calories I need to consume on a daily basis in order to lose 1 pound in 1 week. Basically, I use the Harris-Benedict formula, and as you can see here, you have a number of activity factors here. If you're a person that pretty much has a sit-down job and you don't exercise at all and you don't have a lot of physical activity on a weekly basis, then you probably have a sedentary lifestyle and you would fall under this category. However, on the contrary, if you are, let's say, a construction worker, you work out like 5-6 times a week, where you have a lifestyle that requires a lot of physical activity, then you probably would fall under this category here. Each activity factor has a number that you use to multiply your BMR. And so basically, you take your BMR and you multiply it by the activity factor in the Harris-Benedict formula here, and then that would equal out your maintenance calories. Now, the maintenance calories is obviously the amount of calories you can consume on a daily basis without gaining or losing any weight. In my particular example, I lift weights about 3 to 4 times a week, and I do some cardiovascular exercises the other 2 or 3 days a week. So I would fall under the moderately active activity factor here. So basically now this is how it works. If I take my BMR, which is about 1,500 calories, and I go ahead and I multiply that by the activity factor in the Harris-Benedict formula, then that will equal out my maintenance calories, which is about 2,600 calories per day. If I consume that amount of calories on a daily basis, I'm neither going to gain any weight or lose any weight. So if my BMR or my maintenance calories is 2,600 calories per day, I want to figure out how many calories I need to consume in order to lose 1 pound. And so we know that 1 pound equals about 3,500 calories. And what I do is I take that number and I divide it by 7, which gives me about 500 calories a day. So I'll take my maintenance calories, which is 2,600 calories, and I will go ahead and deduct 500 calories from that, and then that will equal out the amount of calories that I need to consume on a daily basis in order to lose 1 pound in 1 week. Okay, so one important point I wanted to make is that this is all an estimate. You may need to manipulate the numbers in order to achieve the results that you're looking for. So you may need to reduce the amount of maintenance calories that you originally estimated, or you may want to choose a different activity factor. Another important point I wanted to make was concerning exercise. Even though you don't need to exercise in order to lose weight, exercise will help you burn additional calories. But also there have been some studies suggesting that when one is at a caloric deficit, one can run the risk of losing muscle mass. And this can be concerning, especially as we get older. However, exercise helps to reverse those effects when you're at a caloric deficit because of the stress that exercise places on the heart and on the muscles. So now in the next section, I'm going to be showing you an example of some of the foods that I ate during my first week. So here's the video.
Aquí tenemos carne, tenemos un poquito de ensalada, tenemos arroz integral con un poquito de habichuelas y obviamente tenemos algunos plátanos aquí. vegetables, and I'm going to be probably eating some of this rice. I'm not going to eat the cornbread though.
No. 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 No te come.
And this is how I'm ending my week. We got some chicken. I ate pollo. We got some plantains. Some salad. And some rice and beans. Love it. All right, good morning everyone. Finally, it's Saturday. We have a beautiful day. It's been raining all week, and so I thank God for a day like this. Anyway, on Saturdays, I love to make pancakes, but not just any pancakes. I love to make plantain pancakes, what I call plátano pancakes. And I guess it just has to do with the fact that I've got Dominican blood in me. So anyway, I invite you to try this recipe with me.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. La casa del merengue, la y la casa de la bachata. Música, 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 te traigo música. Música, música, música de la República. ¡Ajá!
Truth. Here I am in my basement. Let's see. It's Monday morning again, 5 a.m. Close to 5 a.m. And I'm about to take my weight after doing this experiment for a week. Let's see if I've lost any weight.
And so that's basically how it works. You know, you have a lot of people put that information out there, but not a lot of people actually demonstrate that for you. So I hope that you found this useful. Another important point I wanted to make is that there are some people giving bad advice, saying that it's okay to consume less than your BMR calories. And I don't suggest that you do that. You don't need to starve yourself in order to lose weight. If anything, that can become counterproductive, especially in the long term. We just need to use a little common sense when it comes to this. If you go ahead and you buy the car of your dreams and the dealer tells you that you should be putting in at least 2 quarts of oil in the engine, and because you want to save some costs, you start putting in 1 quart of oil, the car is going to run for you. That's not the problem. The problem is that later down the line, that car is going to start giving you problems. And the body is the same way. We need to give it basically what it needs to function properly. It also needs the proper amounts of proteins and carbohydrates and fats. So the problem is that these people giving out that kind of advice are very ignorant. And if you see what they look like, I'd be very weary of actually listening to any advice that they have to give. Anyway, in the second part of this video, my goal remains the same. I'm going to lose 1 pound in 1 week. However, I'm going to be eating some foods that are not considered good foods to eat when you're on a diet. So, thank you very much.